American Pickers star Frank Fritz's Illinois antique store makes high-price sales after shop struggles. The U.S. Sun can exclusively report Frank's modest shop has marked a few items as sold. One of Frank's recent sales included a pair of ornate, gold lamp faces. Detailed scenes were etched into the sides. He sold a second pair of antique lamp bases, but these were more simple. They both had a solid teal base. Frank also sold a wooden bed frame. It was minimalist and had a simple design sketched on the center of the foot of the bed. Lastly, he sold a pair of vintage champagne flutes. They were clear, had a wide rim at the top, and had a wide black band dividing the stem and the glass. The sales mean better business for Frank because the U.S. Sun reported he had an income of $25,000 in 2023, which placed the store's future in jeopardy. Before Frank made these recent sales, the U.S. Sun reported the place had been empty in 2023. There hasn't been a single new item in the store, an insider claimed. An employee told me new antiques come in literally never, the source reported. Additionally, Frank Fritz Finds has seen better days with its interior design. The U.S. Sun obtained photos of the store which documented holes in the uneven floorboards, paint peeling off the walls and ceilings, and even dead bugs inside the glass cases. Frank has been struggling to keep the business afloat as he has been in and out of rehabilitation since September 6, 2022, when he was released from the hospital after suffering a stroke on July 14, 2022. On August 18, 2022, his friends filed an emergency appointment of a temporary guardian and conservator for the star. They were concerned his health was declining at a pace, which impaired his decision-making regarding his financials. However, Frank is reportedly on the mend and has been taking his time with his recovery. He's not overdoing it and trying to prove anything to himself, an insider revealed. Frank is honoring what needs to be right now, and I hope he bounces back, the source said. I have faith, Will, Frank's friend concluded optimistically. After years of uncertainty and financial struggles, Frank Fritz's antique store in Iowa has entered a new chapter, making high-price sales that have left collectors and enthusiasts buzzing with excitement. The American Pickers star, best known for his hunting expeditions on the History Channel show, has recently turned the tide on his Illinois-based antique shop. What was once a humble, unassuming store struggling to stay afloat has blossomed into a flourishing hub of rare treasures and sought-after relics. The journey to this success wasn't easy, though. Fritz, who first earned his reputation for tracking down and selling unique items on American Pickers, has faced a series of personal and professional challenges that have at times overshadowed his career. Yet, as the public's fascination with the show and his expertise in curating valuable antiques continued to grow, Frank's personal store began to experience the same surge in demand. Fritz had always been a lover of history, finding himself drawn to the past, its stories, and the artifacts that carried them. His shop, located in the heart of Illinois, began as a modest venture, a place to store his vast collection and share his passion with like-minded individuals. However, as the market for antiques fluctuated and the competition grew fiercer, Frank's store began to struggle. Sales were slow and customers were few. The overhead was high, and Frank wrestled with the notion that maybe his dream was not sustainable. In recent years, however, things have taken a turn for the better. Frank, known for his keen eye for valuable relics, began to reassess his approach, focusing on a more curated collection and high-demand rarities that collectors and investors could not resist. It wasn't long before his reputation as a picker who could find hidden gems began to pay off in ways he hadn't expected. A key turning point came when Frank decided to lean more into his personal brand. Recognizing that his face and name were tied to American Pickers, He started promoting his shop on social media with behind-the-scenes footage of the incredible finds he was uncovering. His Instagram feed, filled with photos of vintage signs, old toys, and rare antiques, became a hit. It was as if his passion for antiques and his newfound connection with fans of the show brought a whole new energy to the shop. The power of social media amplified his reach, bringing customers from across the country, and even around the world, who wanted to snag a piece of history from Frank's collection. Then came a string of serendipitous events. A rare collection of vintage Coca-Cola memorabilia was uncovered at an estate sale Frank had attended, and his eagle-eyed attention to detail helped him score some of the highest-selling items of the year. He also picked up a treasure trove of military antiques, including World War II-era equipment and vintage uniforms that were in pristine condition. The items not only appealed to collectors, but to investors looking for historically significant pieces. One item, a 1940s Coca-Cola vending machine, sold for a staggering $35,000, a far cry from the early days when Frank was simply hoping to break even. These high-price sales generated a buzz. Local antique aficionados began to visit Frank's shop regularly, hoping to discover the next big find. The shop became a destination for serious collectors who trusted Frank's expertise and who were willing to pay top dollar for his unique, hard-to-find pieces. Frank's ability to authenticate rare items, whether a Civil War sword or a vintage jukebox, added to his reputation, ensuring that his shop was considered one of the most credible antique stores in the region. The surge in sales didn't just help the business. It also allowed Frank to do what he loves most, hunt for more treasure. With the extra revenue from his shop's success, Frank was able to invest in more ambitious picking expeditions. He traveled across the country, sourcing rare items that would eventually fill the shelves of his Illinois store. With each new find, Frank's store became more and more of a must-visit location for antique lovers, history buffs, and American pickers fans alike. One of the driving forces behind the store's recent success was the personal touch that Frank brought to the experience. Unlike many antique shops, where items are simply arranged for sale with little personal interaction, Frank made sure to engage with his customers, sharing the stories behind each item. His deep knowledge of history, his passionate storytelling, and his affable demeanor all contributed to creating a welcoming atmosphere for those who entered his shop. The community surrounding the shop also played a role in its resurgence. Local businesses began to take notice of Frank's success and collaborated with him to host events and special sales. Frank teamed up with nearby cafes and restaurants to hold antique fairs and open houses, drawing large crowds to the small town. It was more than just a shop. It became a cultural event, something that captured the attention of locals and tourists alike. With the rise of online shopping, Frank knew that to maintain the momentum, he would have to expand his presence digitally. The store's website saw a revamp, complete with a streamlined e-commerce section that allowed people from all over the world to browse and purchase his high-priced antiques from the comfort of their own homes. This move opened up a new revenue stream and connected Frank's shop with an even broader audience. While his store remained a beloved fixture in Illinois, Frank had successfully built a bridge between local customers and antique lovers across the globe. As the year progressed, Frank's Illinois antique shop became a symbol of resilience and success. Against all odds, he had transformed a business that once struggled into one of the most respected antique stores in the region. It wasn't just about the high-price sales. It was about Frank's determination to continue pursuing his passion for history, the thrill of the hunt, and his commitment to curating a store that reflected the rich tapestry of the past. Frank Fritz's Illinois antique shop may have started with humble beginnings, but it has certainly found its place as a valuable cornerstone in the world of antiques. and as long as Frank continues to share his passion for the past with the world, his success is bound to grow even further, one rare find at a time.